About life that I'm always working out is that whenever you're in a high and things are going great, really embrace that and enjoy it, because you know that it's going to come to an end. And like the importance of truly being present in every moment, because it will come to an end and you won't be able to really connect to that feeling because it was then. And then a chapter closes, another one opens, and then a new chapter starts.
You know, when you're building a business, when you're following your dreams, like, it's not just like, oh, I'm following my dreams now. It's like, no, that's going to come with like a lot of challenges. But when you have that like centeredness and also that why, like, for example, for me, like, I just know through my experience, like, I want to inspire people with my music. Like, I want to share authentic music that has like maybe uplifting themes or more like honest. But you have to, like, underneath all of that, it's like you have to do your freaking meditations, do your exercise, do whatever it is, because on top of just the creativity, there's also all of the admin, running a team. You have to become, like, through being an independent artist, I've had to become an entrepreneur. Like, I have to be a businesswoman. Like, you can't, yes, I get to sing and all of that, but everything else has got to come with it if you want to build something.
So it's like this bet on yourself of, if I invest now, will it pay back in the future? And it depends on how much the individual really believes in themselves. Invest in yourself for the future.
Just quickly, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who still listens to the podcast. I started 4 years ago, and since then I've had over 1 million downloads. I get 5,000 downloads per month, and I've had over 200 different guests. So a massive thank you to everyone who still listens. If you could please do me a favour, if you could rate and review the podcast, that would be amazing, because it helps get the podcast out to new, conscious people like yourself. And my goal is to awaken as many people around the world. You can also follow me on Instagram. It's YesKingOliver, should you wish to see what I get up to on my day-to-day moments. Back to the episode.
So something about life that I'm always working out is that whenever you're in a high and things are going great, really embrace that and enjoy it, because you know that it's going to come to an end. And I've been at Ansel with you, and at the beginning we had the most incredible time. It was the festival dream that was what everyone came here for. It's with your community, with your friends, having a great time every day, and like the outside world simply doesn't exist. And the time has come where I'm departing from here, going traveling, which was always on the plan. And it just makes you realize, when you look back at how amazing those times were and what they're like now, it's like it never existed. And like the importance of truly being present in every moment, because it will come to an end and you won't be able to really connect to that feeling because it was then. And then a chapter closes, another one opens, and then a new chapter starts. And just the power of just being present. And people always take photos and they want to remember the stuff. And I'm like, you can't be taking photos of every single part of your life, because every part of your life should be a high. It should be a memory. So you have all these memories of the present moment that you, in the future, are going to look back in the past, that you're not going to create new memories. So just simply really be now, because it will come to an end. And then when it does, it's just a memory.
Also, I think when you're like constantly taking photos and all of that, you kind of do disrupt the presence of what it is. But I think it's that joy and fun that, say, for example, you would have got from Ansel and the connections. Although this chapter is ending, that's gonna like now carry on with you, you know, into the next chapter.
And also, when you're filming, you are not behaving the same as if you're not filming. It's like, if you know the camera's on you, you act differently. So I think all the times where I'm like, let me just record this, versus, oh, I wish that was recorded. It's like the wishing that was recorded, it doesn't exist because it's too good in the moment. That because it was so good, you're like, I wish I captured this. But it's if you filmed it, would it have been the same moment? Because you're doing it knowing that at some point you're going to watch it, people are going to see it. And essentially, it's when the particle knows it's being observed and it acts like a wave. It knows you're going to be different in the moment, which means the moment isn't the same if it's filmed. So it's like a fucked up paradigm of you can only really enjoy the moment if no one else is watching. You know what I mean?
Unless you don't know if someone's
Unless you don't
filming.
know, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, so when you relate that to music, you want to go to like the very top, right?
The very top.
The very top.
And what does that mean?
You want to have like, you want to sing around the world in big events and stadiums. How do you like cope with being present, but also knowing that there's somewhere to go?
I'm not really a stadium girl, to be honest with you. But yes, definitely there's certain venues that I want to do. I think it's that. I think it's tapping into the feeling, because I did get signed and I was with all the Sonys and all of that, and actually I really didn't enjoy it because I lost all my creative control. So yes, that kind of classic story. And when I pulled away from that, I realized that actually more than anything, it's not about that. It's about actually being able to be creative, to be authentic, to be yourself, to connect to an audience from a deeper place, to be able to write music that really like is from your soul, you know. That's more important to me, even if it means maybe it would be slightly smaller audiences or not. I actually think I'm going to go further doing it this way, because trying to go that way, I was trying to force something that didn't feel aligned for me.
Yeah, like even like with the podcast, people say, what do you talk about? I'm like, I don't know. And I don't want to know. And I think if you follow the certain script, then you might get there quicker, but then it doesn't feel right. So it's like, yeah, you could be in front of a huge audience, but your soul wants those individual connections, looking at and seeing these people who understand and connect to your story. That could be 20 people, and that could be more nourishing than a whole stadium full of people that you don't know. So it's like, what is really important? And it always comes back to like being authentic and am I honoring my truth with what makes me feel good right now? And it's so hard to stick to that and stay on that path of honoring like oneself when you've got the whole outside world saying do it that way because it worked for them. But it's like, but did you really feel good? Are you really happy?
And I think that's it. We can still like build the big success, right? And get the big audiences and stuff. But like there's so many examples of people who like follow the outside dream, right? Like looking good, like more like, yeah, looking good, like, oh, look at all the success I've got, rather than following the inside feeling, right? And when you do that and then you build the success from there, I just think, yeah, then you're actually fulfilled when you get there. There's so many people who get all the stuff, but then they're so unhappy, you know, because they don't feel in alignment.
Yeah, it's very tricky to, and it takes a lot of work. Like you got to have a lot of self-love to feel that you are worthy of putting yourself first, even if it is just, I don't like this moment, so I'm not doing it. As much as everyone else might be liking it, as much as it may seem that this person might be having a great time in this moment, and it might make an image of them look bigger than they are or feel. It's like, no, it's not authentic. This isn't real. This isn't true.
Yeah, and also I think people really feel it as well, you know? Like you can't fake authenticity.
Yeah, people can feel it. They can feel it.
Yeah, so it's like when I look at people that I love, even like whether they're artists, whether they're like someone like Oprah Winfrey, right? Like some people might say she's not authentic. I think she's very authentic, and I love that she's kind of like built her thing on a mission, you know? Like she really does want to inspire, and she's on a massive, massive scale. And I think, yeah, and then if you listen to her whole story of like where she came from and everything, like I feel like when you have those both worlds, like the success and the kind of stardom, but then also the authenticity and the wanting to do it for something bigger than yourself, to actually like inspire other people, like it's just so much more powerful.
And it may take longer. It takes longer, but if like 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8, the maths will add up over time. So you can try and like squeeze this future into the now, but it's got no stable. It's not got no foundation. It's not stable.
Exactly.
Authenticity means like build slowly and stay true to who you are. Others want the quick fix, but longevity is actually where it's at, whether it's friendship, relationship, business, investing in the stock market, it's all the same. Things happen over time. And like these days, so record labels, they've got a year, 2 year goal, you've got to make this amount of sales, otherwise you're gone. And it's like, well, hang on a sec, it takes fucking time. So they're like a selling your soul thing is about just doing exactly what they say to get ahead. And then basically you find yourself later, if you end up finding yourself later. And it is all wrong. Because it should be just about expressing music or whatever you have, and then naturally others gravitate towards that and it grows organically. And then the pressure of, say, somebody being put in that box to create for a label can sometimes or often destroy the person's dream, because it was like, now it's pressure, whereas it was passion. You've turned the passion into pressure.
Yeah, and that also kills creativity.
Yeah, exactly. And so you lose everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's something that happened to me as well. Like, as I was writing with, like, back then when I got signed in LA, I was writing with really amazing, massive producers, but they were basically writing the songs for me. And I actually just went into a complete shell, and I just I just lost myself as a creative. And as soon as I came out of that and I was able to create again, it was like suddenly I was rapping again, suddenly I was doing spoken word, suddenly I was producing, and I was like, wow, like I forgot that I'm actually like, really, like, I'm a writer, I'm a creative, I'm, all of that. So yeah, when that pressure is on, it really does just kill it.
It's the same for everything though. Someone has a passion and they're like, oh, if I can make money with my passion, then I'm living the best of both worlds. And then they start to create a business with their passion, and then they realize, oh my God, business is a load of stress. And so then they lose their passion, they lose their creativity, and they link the like stress to that passion, and they start to hate the passion. And it's not the passion, it was just like the stress of trying to make money from the passion. So it's a really like fucked up paradox. You've got to really keep yourself in check, like, okay, this is supposed to be enjoyable. Am I enjoying it moving forward? If the answer is yes, great. The minute it becomes stressful, you've got to stop with anything in life.
I think that's where the, like, obviously you and I, we've been on a bit of a like healing, say spiritual, like inner work journey, yeah. And I think when you're building success like this, like that foundation is really important, because it is going to get stressful. When you're building a business, when you're following your dreams, like it's not just like, oh, I'm following my dreams now. It's like, no, that's going to come with like a lot of challenges. But when you have that like centeredness and also that why, like, for example, for me, like, I just know through my experience, like, I want to inspire people with my music. Like, I want to share authentic music that has like maybe uplifting themes or more like honest themes that really people can connect to more deeply, because I know through my journey that really fulfills me, and that's the space where I want to create success from. And but you have to, like, underneath all of that, it's like you have to do your freaking meditations, do your
100%.
exercise, do whatever it is, because on top of just the creativity, there's also all of the admin, running a team. You have to become like, I through being an independent artist, I've had to become an entrepreneur. Like I have to be a businesswoman. Like, you can't, yes, I get to sing and all of that, but everything else has got to come with it if you want to build something,
Yeah, so like you spend, say,
which you know about.
yeah, so let's say you spend like 9 hours singing, and then you think, oh, I want to sing for the rest of the week, so I need a team. So then 6 hours is spent on building the team and doing the finance or whatever. So now your passion, of which is singing, is only now 3 hours. And so it's like, oh, well, okay, so if I keep building that team, the time that is spent singing gets less, but in the future it means that I can sing full-time non-stop, more than 9 hours a week. So it's like this bet on yourself of, if I invest now, will it pay back in the future? And it depends on how much the individual really believes in themselves. Because, like, all you have is yourself.
Yeah.
And like any business, you put money into a product, it may work, it may not. We are the products. Invest in yourself for the future. Because otherwise, you're just another product for the now until the next. But if you invest in yourself as a product, then you are the product forever. Forever. That's not a product that's just going to disappear off the shelf. You're there for life.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's a risk and it takes work.
Yeah.
But again, trusting that, like, inner source of there's no plan B because plan A will work, and having like the ultimate faith in plan A, knowing full well that if plan A doesn't work, you're fucked. But it's like, I know it's gonna happen. This is not gonna happen.
Yeah.
This is happening. And then you like go to another level of consciousness where you're like, right, how the fuck do I lock this in? How do I make sure I've got everything and the people around me to lock this in? Because there is no plan B. And then you raise that energy, and then boom, you find these people, and then you're locked in. Takes a lot of balls.
Yeah. Well, and also it's that gap in between, isn't it? Where it's like you have to, something's not here yet, right? So but you have to find the energy of like not being in lack of it and trusting that it's coming at the same time. But also, as we know, we can't completely control everything. Like sometimes we think we want one thing, right? And then actually the universe is like, that's not going to happen right now. Like you do everything you think you should have done, right? Like even when we say with relationships and stuff, yeah, it's like, it's really, there's an element of it which, so we might know we want a relationship and we want this kind of relationship. There's certain values, there's certain things why we want it, but we think it's with this person. And then actually the universe is like, that's just not aligning right now, right? So we have to surrender as well, and we can still hold the faith of what it is that we want, but maybe it will look slightly different. So there also has to be that openness and non-attachment, right?
Yeah, and what I've realised is on that is that you don't know until afterwards. So like you're supposed to lock onto something and truly believe it's that until it isn't, and then the cycle repeats. It's like there's no way to know if something is right unless you really focus on it in complete neutrality of, is it going to work? Is this the one or not? And then when you're out, you go, oh, of course it wasn't. Or of course it's something better. It's almost like we're not supposed to know along the journey. We're just supposed to trust. Let's say when you're migrating as an animal, you don't know if you're going to end up in the place where you want to go. You're just sort of trusting. And maybe when you get there, you look back and you're like, well, obviously we're in the wrong direction. We're now at Peru. We're supposed to be in Argentina, right? Which links to like when we came back from the festival and my van wheel popped. Everything was going so smoothly, everything was great. The van pops. Literally just a problem was created that you now have to address, which is the same as you can only really just go as far as you can go until you can't, because you don't know what's going to happen. So with like love and relationships, you don't know if something's going to work out until it doesn't work out. But so you just have to keep going. Same as business, whatever, you don't know if it's going to work out, but you got to keep going. You can't not go anywhere because you think, oh, here's the worst case scenarios. Oh, I'd rather not have that problem, so I'll just sit here. That is not how life works, which means everyone's in the unknown and everyone's blind sheep.
Yes.
Just trusting.
Yeah. And also, yeah, that like the experiences is where we really learn from. Obviously, we don't want to keep repeating the same things over and over again. Like, we need to have some degree of like, okay, I know I did that before, which was a similar thing. So maybe this like carrot that's dangling in front of me, maybe I won't eat it this time. But also, sometimes you just gotta eat a bit more of the carrot to like to learn a bit more, and then be like, okay, to know even more of what you don't want, what you do want. But I think, yeah, the more you take responsibility for everything you do, that's when you really just learn from any experience. Like there's never going to be a true end goal. Like even when you're in a relationship with someone that you feel really, really deeply connected to, like that's going to have its cycles. Like we put that kind of whole thing on a pedestal, but we're still just who we are right now, if you know what I'm saying.
Of course.
Constantly learning.
Like, you can put yourself in a situation to purposely learn, and you'll learn. And you'll also learn from a situation that happened that was good or bad, and you'll learn as well. So essentially, the more you do in life, the more experience you get in anything, you learn. Everything is a lesson. Like with a van, not putting too much weight in the back. That was a lesson. Not necessarily a valuable lesson, because how often am I going to be putting that weight in the back? But you're learning from everything, and then the lessons of that link to the rest of life.
Yeah.
So too much pressure in one place creates a diamond. Too much pressure can create an explosion. Like, okay, it's not related to the van, but it kind of is. It's just a general lesson of life. Too much pressure in both directions is bad.
Too much pressure in one place creates a diamond. What do you mean?
Well, like, they say pressure creates diamonds.
Right.
So how diamonds are created is like pressure, like in the rocks, the pressure of the rocks moving.
But it's just enough pressure, isn't it? It's like too
Yeah,
much pressure.
yeah, then it will crack or something like that. So one pressure can create diamond, and then you say the other pressure, which is there's a bloody volcano if the earth is too much pressure. So you realise, oh, that van situation could be a lesson of you need pressure to get you kick up the arse, but not too much. So now I moved out here. I had to pay rent. My business got bigger because now I had rent to pay. That was just amount of pressure.
Yes.
Wasn't stressed, but just enough pressure to get me to the next stage.
Yeah.
But living at home, I had no pressure. Business
Yeah.
stayed the way it was.
100%. I'm so with you on that. I had the same experience moving into Ansel. I was like, okay, I know I need to, up everything to a degree. And that's exactly what's been happening.
But
And actually, what it's done as well is given me now more confidence. It's like when I leave from here, I don't feel like I almost just feel so confident with I can pay rent wherever I go. You know, like it's just giving me that like I've got this. That's it. Because I was living at my mum's for a few years before as well, and it was like, it's it was a great place to build, and it had its advantages, but it was also too safe. It was too much of a nest.
what is crazy is the amount of people here that have come from their parents in their 30s is beyond the joke. It's almost like, is it because family and community and people are so important to us that we've gone from like being with our family and people and brothers and sisters? How can we just go to a flat by ourselves? So we have to go to community? Or is it pure coincidence how lots of people here have literally just moved out compared to the real normal world where you've got a job and a mortgage and a partner? Or is it that we're not those people? We don't think like those, call it normie people with the job, mortgage, marriage, dog, kids, whatever. And the alternative to that is putting one's self first, like self-love, doing what's right for the individual. And that comes with making sure that you're safe and your environment's safe and you do things slowly, which goes back to we should be leaving our parents' house when we built a foundation big enough to replicate our parents. So we never go back. And there's no time limit to that. If you need to spend like until you're 40 saving up enough money to buy a house, so you've got that same base, that's what we're supposed to do. Otherwise, we're just literally just jumping into a river and hoping that it goes somewhere. And it's wrong. You've got to mimic the foundation, because then the children below us, our kids, for example, will see that instability of how you just jumped there, and they'll do it. Whereas if they say, oh no, it's okay to stay at your parents till you're 40, if it means that you can buy a house and get everything settled and ready for your generation, great. That's how it's supposed to be. Things not supposed to be so expensive where you can't even afford a fucking coffee.
Yeah, I mean, I think exactly. I think more people are moving out later literally because it is really expensive. Like it's crazy expensive. But on the other hand, it's forcing us to come back into community, because I think the thing about this kind of capitalist society is it's very much about separation. And actually, that's not healthy. And people are not happy living that way. Like single mums, like on their own, and then childcare is crazy expensive and all this kind of stuff. And that's why Ansel, like where we're living, which is obviously a community space, it's like people are craving that now. Like you're hearing the word community everywhere. And a lot of people are living with their families again as well, because we need that support. It's like you can't afford to just live on your own. And also, psychologically, it's actually not healthy. Like, for me, like the thought of just like going and living in a 1-bedroom flat on my own, it's just like I thought about it and I was like, oh no, thank you.
It's that
Like
we've unlocked.
don't get me wrong, I like to have my own space. Like,
that's
but
important.
I've always had community around me. Like even where I grew up in my area, like my road was really like community. I had my brothers, my family. But yeah, I was just always really used to everyone looking out for everyone, and like it's so important. And in other cultures, like it's completely normal and everyone shares, and it's like here it's like they forced us, and actually I feel like it's a way of keeping us down, because you're just under so much pressure all the time to like be grinding, because you have to make money like to keep up with this life, because you're on your own, you're independent. Like it's sold to us as if like women like should be an independent woman. Like I get it to a degree, like, but also I don't, because I think yes, women needed to find their dharma again and their like own individualness, because there was a phase of just being seen as like you should be a mum and a stay-at-home wife. But actually, we have so much more to offer the world than that. But we also do need family, community, like, yeah, we're not built to be some independent woman on our own. Like, we're built to have our kids playing with other kids and our friends, all of, you know what I mean? All of us helping each other. Like, that's how you build careers and success. Like, your team is not just your work team, actually. Your team is like your friends, your family. Like, you can't do this stuff without these people, you know?
And community holds people accountable. So, for example, there's loads of, say, people stitching people up. It's because they don't have the same network. Whereas if you've got a team from someone in the village, they're not going to fuck you over because everyone knows that person, and it will get around that that person fucked that person over, and then they would want to work with them or associate with them. So now you've got like your morals in check all the time by community. If you fuck up, if your spiritual fuck boy is going to get out, and then you're going to feel like this negative energy when you're in this space because of a situation with that person, and that's going to feel uncomfortable. So you won't do that shit, or you'd have to really forgive and go in and be like, fuck, I can't be doing that, because community and friends is more important than just a bit of a sex. So you check yourself, or the belief that you're going to be checked by community means you don't do the thing in the first place.
Yeah.
Like all the countries around the world, like India, those places, big communities, they don't even necessarily know these people's names and their family, and it doesn't matter. People are just there to coexist with. And then you look at people like England, where you've got the king and the queen and a huge mansion, and the only people that live in there are like the servants to manage the mansion. So you've got one or two people in a huge house, and you've got, say, in India, for example, loads of people just there with each other. Who's happier? Those people, I'd say. And so this community has been stripped back because corporations have essentially taken land to get more money, and then there's less land for people to live on and build communities, because at some point it's going to get taken, or they're going to end up buying those houses and then renting them out, and then it's different types of people, or they go against like the rules of the brown belt land because there's need for housing, and then your community village is just gone because it's just builders everywhere and new people and cars, and this little community is just gone, and the nervous system at that point is on high alert because you've got like new, essentially another tribe moving into your tribe, and you're like, well, I don't know who these people are, and it's too much, and then you move out, and it was like, that was perfect. My little village was perfect, and they just shut down the post office because some builder wanted to turn it into a flat. Where's Julie gone? Julie's not here anymore. She's no longer a post lady because she got kicked out.
Yeah.
So that's about having your network around you for everything.
Yeah, for everything. Yeah, literally, like, if I even think about, like, I shot a music video the other day, and like, I pulled on friends who I'm living with here to like come and dance and act in my music video. That, like, even they're gonna come and dance at my show, like, that's an extension of my team, right? Like, the girl who was filming had her best mate come and do all the assisting and the behind the scenes. Like, my manager pulled on one of her really good friends to drive a minivan for us. Like, we had a whole massive production for like really low cost because everyone was in it, because they were in it with their hearts and like wanting to support each other, and like, you know, so this is what I mean by like team, like is like your team is even your friends, like, you know, like, because for me as well, a lot of my friends and stuff now are fellow creatives or people that just inspire me. Like, even when I'm here, you know, I've had days when I felt a bit down or lost or felt confused about my work and what I should do and certain things, and I'll bump into someone who's like a business coach or a mindset coach, and I'll be like, I'll give you a session. Like, I remember I was having a thing with a guy, right? And I bumped into one of the tantra teachers here, and I was feeling really weird, and then she ended up just chatting to me, and it was like so amazing. And, you know, like, so yeah, again, it's like that community thing. It's like there's just so many, everyone has such unique like offerings, you know, whether it's just as support or even, yeah. So it's just so important. It's like when you have all different people, it's like an army. It's so much more powerful because everyone brings their uniqueness to the table.
That's exactly why I created Find My Tribe. Because you can exchange for free. So, for example, if you wanted to do a music video and you need a photographer, let's say you got to find $2,000. For some people, that's 3 months worth of savings before you've even fucking had a coffee. Not possible. And that's before you got the minibus and everything. But if people could offer their services, and then in return you exchange with them, so you teach them how to sing, for example, and then the person provides the videography for you, there's no money involved. It's just time. And you could say, well, that person needs to pay their bills, so they actually need to work, so they can't be doing free work when they need to make money. And it's actually, well, no, because you're working to get money to pay for, say, a massage, to pay for a new mattress. And really, someone's got a mattress that they're giving away, so you've got that for free. Someone's got a massage table that you can get a massage on, that's for free. So you don't need to spend time working, getting the money to pay for those things because you just exchange for free. So now your time and your purpose through the week is not working for the money. It's doing Jessica's video, having a massage, filming for that person. It's now spent in community, serving each other, because you're going to get the exchange back at some point. So you don't need to make money anymore. You just exchange each other's services for free. So now your purpose is doing stuff with your friends instead of working in an office to make money to pay for something. Now it's just my job now is to be in Jessica Wilde's music video, knowing that she's going to teach me singing next week and I'm having the greatest time of my life. And money and work and job just doesn't exist. So community, using your resources of the village.
Yeah, definitely. But while we live in a capitalist society with community as well, I also do think it's important for creatives to, especially, and all creatives, entrepreneurs, to also know their value and, see money as well as an exchange. But that is the thing, we can pick and choose. So that's it. If we're like exchanging with other creatives in our community, maybe that's not where we necessarily want loads of money, because we know we're helping each other and we're lifting each other. But when it comes to like corporates and
having the ability
then we want to make sure,
choose.
or just even generally just like also knowing your worth. And I think just changing the attitude towards money and seeing it more as like the money is a representation of like energy exchange, and you can kind of pick and decide how you want to play with that, rather than it being like some scary thing that you can't obtain. And like it's like, oh no, like how do I play with this, and like and really like feeling into what feels good in terms of like how much you want to charge and things like that, as well as exchange, because I think exchange has become something really powerful actually, and it made me realize how many skills I've got to offer people. Because people will want things like, even since living at Ansel, like I really dedicated to learning how to DJ, and that's now bringing me paid gigs, right? And I did that for exchange. Like one of the guys here gave me lessons, I gave him singing lessons, I gave him a Muay Thai lesson, kickboxing, and now I'm like doing paid gigs, and like and that was all for exchange. So and now I'm making money from that exchange. So I think that's what it is. It's like the exchanges are like an investment into self, and then you can use what you've gained from that.
But having the option of knowing how to make money and having the community around you to exchange. And I think like in spiritual community, what is the root cause of them not feeling like they are allowed to want to be rich like every fucker on the planet? It's like, what's the actual root cause? And I think it comes down to how one is being perceived in the community, who've already collectively, without confirmation, said that if we have community, then we don't need money, which is all wrong. It's almost like you're smoking because your friend's smoking because he thinks you're going to judge him for smoking, but actually he's only smoking because he thinks his friend's going to judge him for smoking. And it's just this cycle of generations of people thinking, I'm going to be judged if that person sees that I'm not smoking. And it comes from their brothers at school and their sisters at school. And it's like, no one's asked the question, does anybody actually want to smoke here? Who wants to smoke deep down? If you had a choice, They put their hands up, and now the majority's like, we don't want to smoke. So now, well, I don't want to smoke if they're not smoking. And so now it's literally the opposite. So it's like, I don't want to say that I want money because my friend is struggling who doesn't want money because her friend is struggling because she doesn't want money. They don't want to perceive to be wanting the materialistic corporate world because community on paper is about smelly hippies on the ground with no shoes on, no deodorant, the most basic normal clothes, living off the earth, having the fruits and the vegetable, and trading, which is great. But we need both. We live in a capitalistic world.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to want to be rich, just like every fucker on the planet.
Yeah.
That's it. And you can do more with the money.
Exactly. I think that's also it. I think when you have a calling to like do things not just for yourself but for community, for the wider world, and you build richness from that place, like this is what we need more of, like people with good intention and like more heart-led intention to be rich, to heal that money wound so they can, yes, be rich themselves and enjoy the abundance of life and also give back as well and like, you know, build shit. Like, yeah, like, yeah. And again, it's just that changing that perception of money. Like, yeah.
And even if it's not a direct exchange, sing a lesson for a DJ lesson, with money, you can give like the village like new tires,
Yeah,
cars,
exactly.
lay all the roads,
Yeah.
plant new grass in the village.
Yeah.
And then because you've done that for somebody, they will give something back to you in the form of money or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's just literally another form of exchange, but a universal form, which means everyone can benefit from the money
Yeah.
versus only being able to exchange a massage with Julie. Here's a massage therapist.
Yeah. There's a footballer actually, but maybe you'll know who it is. I can't remember his name. But he became a really, really successful footballer. And then he used that money to like completely rebuild his village. I can't remember if it was in Senegal or somewhere, but yeah, I need to look it up. If you know who it is, like feel free to pop that in the comments. But I can see him. But yeah, but it was like an amazing example of someone who like, yeah, he built loads of richness and then he really used that money for like big purpose and helped so many other people. And also like not in a way where it's like I'm just giving you money and then I'm in power because I'm controlling this. It's like actually building things where actually you give the community the power to keep building the community. I think that's the key.
Yes.
You know?
Creating it, letting it go.
Yeah.
Surrendering to
Yeah, it's like building
not yours.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's building something where it actually puts the power into the people's hands rather than creating this like government system where it's like you know? Yeah.
So I'm at the point where like I built my business and it's mine. It's my brain, it's everything, it's my baby. And now at the point where other people are working for me, I've got to surrender and see this is not mine anymore. It's a business I've created for people to use, but it's not mine. And it's a real paradox where like you've created something. Say Mark Zuckerberg when he created Facebook and then the shareholders bought him out and put a new CEO in. It's not yours anymore. Like you created it, but it's the world's, it's other people's. So it's really like interesting when you put aside an ego of like, okay, I built the land, I put the crops on, and then I'm giving it to community. It's mine or the community. Well, yeah, you built it, it is yours, but it's community. It's not yours. It's a real like mindfuck of when does something you create become not yours, even though you created it?
Yeah.
It's like when you put music out.
Yeah.
Is it the listeners' music because they're really connecting to it? And it's like, that's my song, my wedding song. It's my song. Oh, fuck off, I wrote that song. You know what I mean? What point is it your song or their song? And it's whenever you give it permission to be like no longer yours because it's like service and giving and yeah.
Yeah.
When is it I'm writing for me or I'm writing for you? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, maybe it's a bit both.
Both, both.
You got to kind of find both in it. Yeah. But yeah, I guess it is that thing of like the ego and the soul. Because I think ego is actually a really good thing. Like ego is there. If we have a healthy ego,
100%.
then it's there to help us like build and create and manifest and be and also create an identity that really like helps us expand in life. But when it's aligned with the soul, I believe, then it's like really, like we're saying, like then you do that work that's really fulfilling and you know, it's bigger than you really. But when you're like just going ego and it's like all that, that's when it becomes sticky.
Yeah, ego is the drive to feel like you are better or more worthy than your environment, to get further from the environment. As long as you look back and you realize it was never about the ego or me, it was, I just felt like I had more to give. It's a healthy ego. An ego where it's just all about you and it continues to be all about you is not a healthy ego. The ego keeps us alive. Every person who's ever created something has had the thought of, I can do this better, I am better than you. They will always realize that it's not about being better. It's just in that state, I felt I could do more. And that ego got them out there to create that. And then they look back and hopefully they return and give back to where they came from.
Yeah, I'm with you.
If you had one day left to live, what is the thing that you'd share to the rest of the world?
That I would share with the rest of the world?
Yeah, you got one day, one thing.
Wow. Oh my God. That's quite a big question. I think just to really focus on the feeling before the thing. So like just like focus on the joy, like what brings you joy, and like really like follow that, right? And everything else will unfold.
Okay. And anything you want to promote or plug?
Well, I'm a music artist and I released an album called Teach Me How to Love. And yeah, that's my last project that's out. I've got new music coming soon. But yeah, I would say go and listen to that. Teach Me How to Love, Jessica Wilde, on all the Spotifys and the YouTubes and all those places.
Thanks for listening. If you like this episode, please remember to subscribe, turn the bell notifications on, like the episode, and comment below. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's YesKingOliver. Take a look at the other videos to your side. And if you just want to listen to this podcast, you can do so on Apple and Spotify and most other platforms by going to talkwitholiver.com.